Hey there YouTube, this is Elite Master here, bringing you a video review. This time taking a look at the high-grade build fighters, Gundam Amazing Red Warrior, piloted by A-MEIJIN Kawaguchi, Tatsuya Yuki. And this is the Amazing Red Warrior as it was seen in Gundam Build Fighters Tri, when it interrupted the fight between Auto Saga and the Team Tri Fighters. And this thing is sick. Say it right now, he's got a really nice silhouette, really good detail and color. He's molded in this two-tone red effect with reds, like a standard red and like a maroon red. He's got yellow, he's got white pieces, and some gray. Those are all the colors he comes molded in. Now let's talk about his stickers. He's got a yellow and black sticker for the eyes, yellow sticker for the back of the head, an SK sticker on the top left part of the shoulder, I mean not shoulder, chest. He's supposed to have 2 SK stickers on each knee, but I only put the 1. And he's got a gray sticker in the crotch. And that is it for stickers on this guy. Color separation is really nice, especially on this tiny shield. And now, speaking of which, let's, well, not the shield, but let's talk about his articulation. Because once we get to accessories, this video is going to get long. His articulation starts at 2 ball joints at the head, moves up and down, side to side, rotates effortlessly. These things can rotate back and move up and down. I'm going to move them to the back for the rest of this video. The section of the articulation anyway. Shoulders are on ball joints that they don't swing forward like most high grades nowadays, because the way that the polycap's situated in there, so it's weird. You can rotate, you can go outward. He can rotate right there. Double jointed elbow. Looks really nice too with the separate circle molds on the elbow joint itself. The hands are on ball joints, rotate and wiggle. Double ball joint in the torso. If you move it out, it gets quite a bit of movement. Rotate and wiggle. Let's just put this back in there. The front skirts are on ball joints, you can separate them. Side skirts are on pegs that can move out and rotate. He's got the hip joints, legs move forward, back, in and out, rotate at the hip, and he can double joint it up. And he's got a hinge in the ankle that goes forward and back, and the foot is on a ball joint that rotates and wiggles and has a little bit of tilt. He's got really good articulation. And, oh, also, his arms back here have a joint here. They have a joint here when the weapons are attached, and a ball joint at the base. But, just going off of the articulation he has, he's got a few joints that I wish had more movement in it, like the ankles and the shoulders. But outside of that, he's got really, really good articulation. Get him into almost any pose you can want. Now let's talk about his accessories, shall we? He's got his little shield here, and then it's made out of 3 pieces, the yellow, red, and white, which is really nice. And it just pegs in there on a hole. Same with the beam emitter on the other side. But this thing has 2 rockets right there. At least I think those are like missiles or whatever. And he's got beam emitter right there that can take a clear yellow beam that it comes with. It comes with 2 little beam daggers, and then 2 longer beam sabers. And they're clear yellow flat beams, so that's pretty cool. And as you can see, he's got the fists right now. But he's also got a few hidden things that are cool. If you take off the front chest piece, and pull out the yellow bit, and flip it around, you reveal he's got missiles in his boobs. Booby missiles. I'm all about it. And then you go to his front skirts, you pull off this panel and move it down on a peg. You see there's 2 holes there, and there's a peg in the back of this panel. Put that on the bottom, and now he's got missiles right there. Whoops. I find that these panels are a little loose on that secondary peg hole, but you just gotta get them in there nice and solid. It doesn't help that the front skirts are super freaking tight. So right there, he's got a melee weapon and a bunch of missiles. but he needs more. He's a Tatsuyuki suit after all. And first thing I'm going to talk about is his bazooka. Comes with a yellow sticker on it, and the handle can flip down and it can extend. And he does have holding hands, so let's pop off his fists. Bring in the holding stuff hands. And I do like that all the handles are slim enough that you don't have to take anything apart. He can just hold it, and you can either put it over his shoulder or use the arm joints on the back, and there's a peg hole on the side of the bazooka, and he can arm it up. And the barrel does go forward and back, so you can angle it so that he's holding his bazooka underslung, which is cool. And when not in use, just fold this up and it just sits on the back. Whoops, daisy. Now then, he also has a little beam rifle, which has a sword bayonet on it. And if you do not like this one, you do have a longer blade. And he can hold that, and it has a handle that can flip up to turn it into the sword. Or if you want it stored on the actual Gundam, it's got holes on the side of it too that can peg in there. But I prefer to have the small blade on it just for space saving sake, and I prefer it when he holds it. Now he does have more weapons in these parts, which is this is a beam rifle in and of itself. So you can hold that. He's got dual beam rifles. Also it's got peg holes on each side to put on the backpack. What you're supposed to do is fold that down, and then you get this piece right here, which has a handle that can rotate back and forth. And what this piece does is you can use it to make a beam rifle by plugging in the beam rifle tip, and then this thing, which I think is a scope, and you have another beam rifle right there. Or you can plug it into the back of this thing, like so, and then you can peg that in the back here, and now he's got this big arse cannon, and it's really sick looking. If you don't like big arse cannons, you can take these parts off, replace it with this drum mag, and a Gatling gun barrel, and you can Gatling up your Amazing Red Warrior, which personally is my preferred method of damage here. And this is a little bit of a problem, trying to get him to hold his weapons and keeping that ball joint in the backpack set. He doesn't have a problem actually holding everything. It fits in his hand pretty well, but it's just that ball joint. That ball joint on the back. It's the same polycap ball joint that holds the arms on the build Burning Gundam. So, like, there's a problem there. But outside of that, that's pretty much all he's got. He's got the two fists, he's got the leftover parts from the beam rifle, and the leftover long blade. But outside of that, all his weapons are on him. He doesn't have any standalone beam sabers or anything, but he does come with 2 of each beam effect, so you can give those to some other kit. And like I said, he does come with an extra SK sticker for the other knee. Now let's do a size comparison, shall we? And here he is next to the Build Burning, which is slightly taller than he is. Very slightly. And even though the Build Burning wins out with the articulation, he definitely has the accessory thing going. So he's got a bazooka, like 3 beam rifles, and a beam Gatling gun, and then one of his beam rifles can turn into a short sword and a long sword. And he's got missile pods all in his boobs and on his skirts and in his shield, which is a tiny shield, but I think it looks awesome. I don't know why. I like the tiny little buckler shield. And he's got really good detail all around, even on the bottom of his feet, even though the toes are hollow. Well, I've gotten used to that. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to the Gundam Amazing Red Warrior, and I highly recommend this kit. I just got it in the mail recently, and it is one of the nicest Build Fighters kits I've gotten in a little while. Haven't gotten many since I got the Argyagya, which is also a really nice kit. Should probably do a video on that one. But yeah, this thing is awesome. It gets a 10 out of 10 for me. It's got very minimal stickers. The few stickers that it does have are easy to apply. And it's got really good part separation. I wish that the inside of the skirts, the missiles are molded differently, but what can you do? And the thrusters do need to be painted gray, so there's a little bit of work to be done here. But right out of the box, this thing's fun to play around with. He's got tons of weapons, tons of display options, and he's just an all-around good-looking model kit. And he's piloted by a really cool character in the show. So that's it for the Elite Master here, and I'll see you all in the next video.